Hello everyone, welcome back. In today's video we are going to take a quick look at the once top-of-the-range GPU, the famous HD3870. Released in 2007, this top-of-the-range GPU came with 512 MB of GDDR4 memory, a support for DirectX 10.1 and would cost you $269 USD. Well, I bought mine on a famous auction site for just under £10 British. Now, looking at the prices just now, it would suggest that the silicon shortage does really affect all GPUs, not just the latest offerings from AMD and Nvidia, but also the old beasts like the HD3870 is. My gaming PCs will always be running Nvidia GPUs, but I always also wondered, how did the AMD or ATI cards perform? Well, wonder no more, and please join me on this journey where I will be testing top-of-the-range AMD GPUs from over a decade ago, and hopefully we can learn how much of improvement did each generation brought to the table. Now let's take it apart. The HD3870 offers 2 DVI outs, S-video out, and only require one 6-pin from your PSU. The old days of cool design, or is it just me? So the GPU is held together by a GPU bracket and just 4 screws. It's really easy to take apart. Let's pour some alcohol and get cleaning. Now, with all the cleaning out of the way, all that's left to do is just to apply some fresh thermal compound. A blob of MX5 will do just fine. Let's not forget to plug the fan header back into the motherboard. Now, the support for all the hardware in Windows 10 gets worse by the day, it seems, and therefore there is some manual driver installation required in order to get the catalyst control sensor to work properly. If you just follow the instructions on the video on the screen, you'll see me essentially manually navigating to the ATI folder that includes the drivers and just making sure that those are used. It's the same for almost all of the older AMD GPUs, so yeah, you'll be doing this very often if you like them old AMD cards. All games tested today run at 1920 by 1080p and they are set to their absolute maximum settings. That includes the AA and all sorts of filtering as well. So the HD3870's 512 MB memory is a really limiting factor. That being said, let's not pretend that this once top-of-the-range GPU is not capable. If you can dial the settings down, you can still enjoy majority of games. Well, limited by the DirectX support, but because this is testing, I'm Nexus Tech. We push things right to the limit. So let's watch and put some pressure on the GPU. Now, part of the testing is also to run the GPU through Heaven benchmark, and in case of the HD3870, it got 257 points. I will be mostly using the scores from Heaven to compare the efficiency, if you will, So I'll take the total system power consumption for each GPU in the testing, and then I will be presenting you with a chart, so that hopefully we can all learn and see how power versus points, the ratio moved as the new generation of GPU were released. Okay, let's kick things off with Fallout 3. So this game, released in 2008, should be a good match for the HD 3870, but because I've maxed it out, we only achieved right about 25 frames per second, with the minimums dipping down to 11. Because of the nature of the game, this will be much easier to run indoors, and when you get out on the in the wasteland, the frame time or the lag between interaction with with a keyboard and a mouse and what you see on the screen can be quite tricky to manage. So I would definitely not play this game on ultra settings if I was to enjoy, but hey, this is testing, so let's move on. And the next game, Half-Life 2. Would you ever believe that this game from 2004 would only average 27 frames per second on the once top of the range HD 3870? Well, if you crank the settings up all the way, this is what you get. It is still playable, don't get me wrong, just a slight reduction on the AA, and you get into the hundreds of frames per second. But I suppose we just, well, I'd like to keep things pushed right to the limit. So yeah, don't expect 60 frames per second when you max it out.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
The next game we tested the HD 3870 with was Mafia 2. Now this game looks absolutely beautiful in my opinion. If you max it out, it does not look like it's over 10 years old. It does, however, put some stress on the HD 3870, and all we get is right about 20 frames per second, which isn't really perfect, but still playable. But yeah, I would definitely recommend you dial the settings down if you wanted to enjoy some more fluid gameplay.
Suspect is about 6 feet tall.
Get to the chopper!
10-4. In pursuit of armed suspect. We're taking him down. Roger that. Suspect is about 6 feet tall, dark hair, medium build. Copy that.
And before we get on with the next game, there's a word of warning. The Test Drive Unlimited, which is next on the list, let's just put it this way, it does not like the 512 megabytes of frame buffer for the memory, which seems to be the the recurring theme with this testing. I love this game. It is absolutely one of my favorites in the series, and we shall be looking at this as we progress with our testing. But for now, please just bear with it. And now we come to S.T.A.L.K.E.R, Shadow of Chernobyl. So the HD 3870 is a perfect match for this game. They were both released in 2007, and as you can see, we got about 55 frames per second on average getting this game maxed out. Really smooth gameplay, and can you tell I'm a big fan of the series? I'll shut up now. And the last game we've tested today was GTA 4. So because of the small frame buffer on the HD 3870, it only allowed me to set the in-game settings to medium. But we've got about 90, oh, I wish, 29 frames per second on average. However, you can see clearly there's some wrong as the rain or whatever the visual artifacts are showing up on the screen. It's just something is not clearly right, and also the input lag was just horrendous. I will even consider making a video just dedicated video to GTA 4, as it truly is one of the games that that, you know, made the GPUs cry. Okay guys, so this was just a quick look at the once top of the range GPU from over a decade ago. I really hope you did enjoy the video. If you did, please consider subscribing. Also hit that like button. I'm new to this, just learning my ways, and if you have any suggestions for the next upcoming videos, if you have any feedback, please put it down in the comments section below. I'm not going to take it personally. Thank you very much for watching, and I really hope I will see you in the next one. Bye.